A beautiful morning to you, dear viewer. Thank you for joining us today. It is the midweek installment of Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. This is where we bring you abreast of issues happening in the society and in the world at large. My name is Temitope Ajichola. Welcoming you super amazingly this morning and with my colleague and partner here, Femi.
Thank you. Good morning, Tokwe.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, the people of the world. You're welcome to Morning Spring today on Western Spring Television, where we say it as it is. And of course, we are very ready. This program holds 7 a.m. every weekday. And of course, it's a pleasure to be back here to speak the issues that truly matter here in Nigeria, sometimes the world over. This is a very great day, and of course, we are going to be having a lot of things to do and to discuss. The newspaper segment is the first point of call. After now, then we will have the conversation segment after that, and so much to really ponder on and talk about today. By the way, the I'm looking for how to start. Some of those things that have happened in Nigeria, Minister Wike is still in River State. I wonder when the man will resume, by the way, to his official duty at the FCT. But then, I know he's his employer, the president is his employer, but the president and Wike and the rest of them, they are the employees of the Nigerian people. If only they see it that way, by the way. But the way politicians handle their business, more like, you don't have any say, actually. I do what I do when I choose to do it, how I choose to do it, even though whatever gallivanting they are gallivanting around is being sponsored by the Nigerian people's money. Now, the man was, just like I said, that's Minister Wike, by the way, FCT minister, cabinet member, is former governor of River State, because I need to put that for the context of this conversation. It was hosted by the former warlord, Asari Mujahid Dokubo, popularly called, Mujahideen Dokubo, popularly called Asari Dokubo. He's a traditional ruler where he is right now. And he hosted Minister Wike yesterday, and he said to Minister Wike that he's promising to work with him all the way and to be with him, that Minister Wike has been with him during his thick and thin, that they've known one another, for some time, from way back. He was even talking about 1992. That's quite a time, actually. But he said, Wike has his support, his allegiance, and whatever he chooses to do, he will support it and support Mr. President, by the way, and the re-election of Mr. President. Now, so many conversations can arise from that thing. I remember Asari Dokubo supported Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before the election and all of those things. And he was very vocal. In fact, many times he has threatened those that are opposed to that idea of having Mr. President re-elected. There are many times he has been seen on a live video, live stream, holding military-grade weapons. It casually, shows it, actually. Well, it is what it is. And he even has people, maybe the Mujahideen army or whatever they are called. He has a group of people that wears uniform, that do march past. You would think they're an army for him. And, Mr. President was elected. And after some time, I think when the goodies are being distributed and, the positions are being appointed and being given, and of course, the contract has been given, Mr. Rido Kubo couldn't find his name anywhere. And of course, he has ranted on the social media how people that didn't work for the government are the ones that are being rewarded, and how he's regretted, or how he regretted working for Mr. President, and all of those things. Many persons have even mocked him to say, oh, really? Was that the basis of your support? Ab initio. Then I remember during the suspension of Sim Fubara, or even before, during the back and forth, he picked a position with Sim Fubara. Yeah, when he said, oh, Sim is our own. If anybody would disturb it, they will have us to contend with. And all of those things. I know it's for same. Nobody should disturb. This is not Abuja. This is River State. They are the ones in charge. All of those things. And just yesterday, Minister Wike visited Asari Dokubo, and he has pledged his allegiance to Minister Wike. And one will wonder, so what has become of the Sinfubara and all of that is happening? It is what it is.
Well, yes, it is. I'm glad you said it is what it is, because the Sinfubara himself has shifted allegiance from the PDP. He has moved, and he has moved to the APC that he stood against all the while. So allegiances change, they shift, and we need to come to...
And Sim is now standing on the mandate.
Exactly. And we need to come to terms with those, with the constant change in allegiance that we have in politics generally. But then the way it changes and shifts in Nigeria, it's almost like a lily on the water. You just move, you know, at will, you move, you know, so arbitrarily. And so that is where we are. That is what we see these days.
You know, as they say, like, the thing is more like people changing whatever they believe in every Eke market day, actually. Because now Sinfubara is standing on the mandate, Gidigba on the mandate. And his former Oga is saying, no matter whoever is standing on the mandate, in as much you didn't stand on that mandate when they started, no, they are the ones who started standing on the mandate. And one might want to ask,
and I think Wike is getting ahead of himself.
Well, and we get there. We have some time this morning to, you know, look into all of those things holistically. Now, Minister Wike that is talking about, you know, people that have not stood on the mandate in the past, they are deceiving themselves. It doesn't matter. All of those things. This mandate that Minister Wike is standing on, right? And he's saying no one else should stand on it, or if you are just standing on it now, you're only deceiving yourself. Some people have been standing on that mandate since 1999 in Lagos. Your own mandate standing, or standing on the mandate, just started like 3 years ago.
A borrowed mandate.
I'm telling you.
Because it's neither here nor there.
What will people like Dele Alake, Wale do? Okay, before the fallout of Rauf Aregbesola, those are the people in the mandate. Femi Pedro.
Days, guys.
Yeah. Olayemi Cardoso. Those were his guys when Tinubu was governor 1999 to 2020. 2003, 2003 to 2007. That mandate song has been, you know, they have always been singing it since Lagos. Your own mandate singing just started like 3 years ago because you didn't emerge as the presidential candidate of the PDP. You are shelved out of it because of what happened between Atiku and Tambuwal at the time. And then you hope that maybe you could be compensated with the VP. You are not giving. All of a sudden, you are talking about mandate. And you know, you have always been about, rightfully or wrongfully, but many will think he has a point with the Southern presidency thing. That Buhari can't use 8 years as a northerner, and Atiku will still want to emerge, but then you didn't emerge. You wanted the VP. No, but the thing is, talking about the VP, can anybody make a wiki a VP? You are saying, let me bust your bubble. Can a wiki make another wiki a VP? Can a wiki accept another wiki?
Or can a person who is not even half a wiki make a wiki a VP?
Well, I'm just saying,
because
with the powers,
we actually do
with the personality of a wiki, you know that sometimes you say, oh, these people are not behaving like me. I'm the best to have ever happened. Can you accept another you? Can a wiki take another wiki with the way he goes about his business? Now he has been going on thank you visit for the past. I'm not sure if Wike even spent the Utah with his family. Can people just come down and enjoy this small life, this life that is remaining? And
He's
of course,
enjoying it.
His boy, you know, people talk about his boys following him for official function and all of those things. Well, the man has said, when is your turn? Larry Olayinka said, when is your turn? Don't carry your own people along. Well, he's doing his work for his paymaster, actually. But then, in that thank you visitation to Asari Dokubo, and maybe in the past few days, one of the Wike's boys have been following him. You might say, okay, that's unofficial. You have a right to take your children. It's your business, right? But then there is a narrative that is positioning one of his boys to contest for the next House of Reps member in his place.
Well, that's
you know what that
place.
does to positioning right now? Because when we think, for the past 1 year or so, he has been having his boys follow him. And all of a sudden, we are hearing that maybe one of them might be contested to be House of Reps. So you might say, oh, really? Maybe that's why he has been taking him around to meet people, to learn the ropes, to learn public speaking, and all of those things. A father can do that within the confines of the law. But my point is, these allegiance things, Asari Dokubo to Mr. President, when the food wasn't coming, he complained, he ranted. All of a sudden, he supported Sim Fubara. And yesterday, he committed another allegiance to Minister Wike.
Now we can see why, I mean, what you're saying may be, coming to play in this time. We're seeing a time where you have people trust so much or put a lot of trust in other people. And we see how allegiances are changing. Look at the fallout between Rauf Aregbesola and the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look at a Wike and a Fubara. Look at Amechi and a Wike. Look at several other, leaders and their stooges.
Have you seen the list that was made about the people that Wike have had relationship with, and
how they
have always fallen out, and he's always saying that they want who betrayed him. Almost everybody, from Rotimi, from Sawadili to, in fact, there was a video in which Minister Wike, when he was still parlaying with Sawadili, he said Odili made him everything, and he swore whatever will happen to him, the day he will betray Odili, the day he will not be in his corner again. All of a sudden, because Sir Odili, former Rivers State Governor, picked his tent with Sim Fubara, you need to see the things he has said about the man.
Well, that's talking about this.
So the list have been compiled for everybody that Minister Wike has ever worked with. The latest is Sheyi Makinde.
You do know that it's quite possible that these people betrayed him.
Okay.
But how did we get to the point where they betrayed you? That's the question. It's possible you pushed them into a box where they had no other choice but to betray you. Because they may be telling you things.
If you have ever had a relationship with almost 30 people and all of them betrayed you, even Jesus, the only one person betrayed. Our Lord Jesus Christ in heaven. He was only betrayed by
times
Judas.
have changed, Femi. Times have changed. And that was not Nigeria. So
well,
it's a different.
But then I think the point now this morning is not just about picking on Wike. It's about politicians and how they go about their business. Letting the Nigerian people to know that a politician
will always be a politician. And what I wanted to say is I think we're coming to another era where people have decided if people will continue to betray me, then it's better I put my family members there. Because blood ties sometimes are better.
Really?
Yeah.
But you need to ask, are your Fayoshe and Isaac Fayoshe?
Blood ties can be better. Well,
they are family members.
Fayoshe dynasty is a different ballgame entirely. So just
but they have been betrayers.
Let's leave those ones.
You made mention of family members.
Yeah.
And Fayoshe and his siblings. They are an episode.
Well,
although that
I'm talking
it's
about
just a microcosm of what happens in the larger society. But because they are known people, and the point this morning for me is politicians will always be politicians. Don't be for our people, right? For whatever they mean to you, support them. Especially for the right cause. But don't be caught in their war. That's my point this morning.
You're right.
Don't be caught in their war. Asari Dokubo was for the president. He ranted. Possibly when Tantita got all the contract for pipeline protection, that's government of Pomupolo, forgetting his popular name now. Tompolo got all the contract under Buhari, and President Tinubu continued with the contract. Possibly someone might say maybe a bit of the pie should have been given to Asari Dokubo because they are both warlords, former warlords, during the Niger Delta militancy days and all of those things. He swore.
Well, it depends on the percentage of things you conceded at the time. What did you bring to the table? Apart from loyalty, swearing allegiance, what are you bringing? What are you dropping? What are those things you've conceded? Who are those people you brought, you rallied Those are and that's why we were saying on the, I was asking on the show.
You know that life is not fair, right?
What is Peter Obi bringing that is making the Obedience make a bogus claim, a statement saying it's presidency or nothing?
They're talking about the presidential candidacy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But the point is, I'm not sure in politics is always, I'm not really into it, but I'm not sure in politics it's always about what you are bringing to the table. You know why?
So it is what?
No. You know why? If that is the logic, what has Fanika Ade brought to the table?
Interests.
What interest?
Interests aligned.
What interest? That's what I'm saying.
You never can know.
What is Fanika Ade's, I make bold to say, what is his political capital in Osun State? In fact, many APC persons in Osun State. Yeah, he's from here. Oh, you don't even know. Hold on. Many APC members, I've spoken to some in Osun State, are even angry. Because I'm not even sure the man votes here. What is his political capital? And anytime this man gets an appointment, he uses an Osun slot. That's it. And many people have been standing on the mandate since 2007. You know, somebody made the joke and said, if you want a position, I think it was Bovey, or a cerebral Bovey. I love the guy, by the way. And he has said, possibly the best way to get an attention of the government, especially this one, is to criticize them so heavily. Be somebody that has the clout. And so be criticizing. Because for real.
What I was about to say is, if Fani Kayode can be a Reno when he wants to be. And so those are the interests we're talking about. Interests are aligning.
What happens to many persons? Like,
forget. I don't.
What happened to Daniel Bwala? He was a critic. He now speaks for the president. Reno is an ambassadorial designate. Fani Kayode
so those are the things we're saying. They say,
that's not what we're saying. What
if you criticize, they bring
the what? When you find the word, let's know. So much to talk about this. And then the issue in Osun State is still there about the resumption of the local government workers and whatever that will come with it. You know, we'll talk about that in the course of the program today. But I'm still expecting the that you are trying to bring to the that you are bringing to your own table. We should say. But then politicians, they handle their business. We are not saying everybody is bad. Because if we are going to be throwing stones and be picking fault, that means we don't have the moral right to let the country just go vanish. But we can't afford that. This is Nigeria. We must not go under. We can't afford to go under.
Yeah.
You know, I usually say something, Tokwe, before we hit the bridge. If something, God forbid, as we say in Nigeria, will happen for this country, there is nowhere that we can go. Nowhere. Now, if something happens in South Sudan, you see some of them going into the neighboring countries. If it happens in Rwanda, they can go to Congo. If it happens in Congo, they can go to Rwanda. If something will happen in Nigeria, 236 million. That was the figure that was given by Vice President Shetima at the United Nations General Assembly when he was making his speech. Which country in Africa can afford to take Nigeria? None. None. Not even. How much is the population of Ghana? How much is their budget? So what I'm saying in essence is we can't afford this country to go under. That's why we're here every day speaking truth to power. Even when it looks like it's not changing anything, we won't stop speaking. No. Because the best that anybody can have is hope. The moment the hope is gone, like even for people at the ICU, their family members, even some of them that might not be able to talk in that state, the only thing they're hanging on to, you know, is hope. Hope for things to get better. Nigerian politicians cannot be allowed to
How long would we continue to hold on to hope?
Not like we had any choice. If we are not holding, I'm not even talking about APC's renewal. I'm talking about the real hope of things getting better. Why we are speaking truth to power.
You know that
people
do not just hold to hope. They work while holding on to hope.
That's the thing.
But are we working?
What we are doing here is working. From our end, we are working. And of course,
and is that enough? It's not enough.
That is from our own end. Okay. Other people to have their business.
But are they doing
it? They should do it. That's why we are here. To always call them out every day, not because you have personal issues with anybody or any party. In fact, I used to tell some of those persons, some obedience at that time, you will not, even when parties have the way they behave, there might be individuals in some party that means the best for this nation. Some people join some party because they think genuinely in the first instance, they think they could get to power through that party to effect change. But then there is a way the status quo consumes some of those persons. And if you not leave that, if you not play along, you rather leave.
And you know that was my point some days ago when we were speaking, and I said that if you get into a cause with some certain people and your interests were the same at the time, and somehow you people are seemingly falling out of interest, the best thing is not to stay there and sabotage the cause or the union. Just leave honorably. But that's not what we see here, and that's why a party like PDP could be decimated from within. A party like the Labour Party could be factionalized. A party like ADC or the Accord Party, you found that there was a primary and you're having another primary a week after. Those are the issues we're having. If you want to, why are people saboteurs? Why do you have to be?
Well, I will answer.
And that's what we are talking about. Hope. Yes, we have the hope, but are we even working at it?
We must start from the
Even
foundation.
the Bible says, faith without works is dead. We keep having faith.
Absolutely.
We're not doing the work.
Absolutely. And we must do the work. We must, because people are not doing the work, I'm not thinking that we will ever get to that point in which everybody will just drop the gun and say, you know what? Let everybody do what they want. Because if politicians are left alone to run this country the way they want it, their children are not here. Their interests are not here.
So what do you think is happening?
What I'm saying, hold on, okay, you are right. But what I'm saying is this: if we still not have those lone voices speaking up and acting, what will happen is that no community health centers will work. They got to be taken over by the money bag, even when it is looking like it right now. But we can't say that's just everything about it. The policeman will choose when to go to work, when not to go to work. Then nobody will be held accountable for anything. The roads will be bad. And you know the people in charge, right? They will take off. They will run away. Except maybe only that you might see some excesses. Maybe there might be other Donald Trumps that will come in and tell people to go back to their country. Or if you are doing anyhow, we unpick you, shogun like this. But the thing is, we can't use the Donald Trump-esque way for intervention. How many places can a Donald Trump intervene? And in fact, the way he's even going around his business, not that he's going by the books. It is not going by the law. But the point I'm making here is, the day we all lose hope, that is the day everything is done for. We can't afford the Sudan, can we? We can't afford the Darfur, can we?
Even in Sudan, there are still people who hold on to hope.
Well, but we can't afford to get to that part in which local government chairman will do whatever they want and everybody will be looking at them because it's money. You talked about interest and alignment. You say when people come together and maybe the basis of the alignment is no more holding, don't distort the place, just leave. What is the basis of the alignment for an average Nigerian politician? Power, access to power and money. Most of those positions, lesser positions in Lagos, they are occupied by the children of the people that are still serving at the bigger level. Obasa's child has been elevated as the chairman of his local government because we were told that the man, the substantial chairman before, is having a health challenge, so he had to go. Let the Nigerian do the man. Why we are not saying anything, yet we are not really saying maybe the otherwise. Many of the, in fact, the GAC, Governor Advisory Council leader, I forgot the name of the elderly man now, he spoke in Lagos at the time and said, even while he's a politician, he's the head of the highest decision-making body politically in Lagos, is the GAC. And he spoke at the time, he expressed his concern and said, this is not how it should be. You people are occupying all the spaces at the biggest level in Lagos. At the federal level, your children are occupied the next best places. So what is remaining?
Where will oversight be at the end of the day?
You can only be lucky maybe one or two SAs, SSAs, SSSAs. And now when all of these SSSAs now, they are learning the ropes under this kind of politician. The moment they are now made head of agencies, you know what they will do. But can we stop talking? We can stop talking. You and I have a constitutional, and our colleagues, constitutional responsibility to always do this. In fact, imagine a nation without a free press. We hope we don't get to that level.
I hope so.
All right. That's the point you have just made. What did you say now? You did what?
I hope so.
Hope. That's the best anybody can have.
Mm.
But while we are hoping, let's
Just
do
to
the
the
work.
work.
The newspaper segment is next. Stay with us. Right, the newspaper segment is next. Just like I said earlier, we have so many of them. Let me start with the Guardian newspaper for today. The Guardian newspaper. Nigeria's fuel crude importation concern defies price war. Nigeria's fuel crude importation concern defies price war. And of course, some statistics to that. Here, petrol imports soar to 1.8 million metric tons, highest in 12 months. Crude intake from local refiners fell from 6-month average. Crude intake from local refiners fell from 6-month average. And petrol prices hover between 920 naira and 739 naira, despite an ex-refinery price reduction to 699 by Dangote refinery. All right, you can do the math. The price of PMS per liter hovering, according to the Guardian, between 920 and 739 naira, despite ex-refinery price reduction. All right, away from that, below that, actually, Chief of Army Staff pledges normalcy in polity amid calls for state police and forest guards. Chief of Army Staff Corps pledges normalcy in polity amid calls for state policing and forest guards. And below that, resident doctors bicker over negotiation against strike January 12. Here we go again. Resident doctors bicker over negotiation against strike January 12. Right. This is not how to run a country. Trust me. Every now and then, some associations, some group of workers are threatening to down tool just because they say their rights are being hampered and they are not given what's dutifully theirs. APC has no right to complain about Wike, says PDP. APC has no right to complain about Wike, says PDP.
Yeah.
I saw the statement yesterday when it's more like mockery actually, because the PDP, the APC has said, Wike, enjoy the ride.
They've been in the same boat for a while now, and when the going is no longer good,
we are complaining. He hasn't been a member of your party, but you are enjoying everything he has been doing, decimating the party that he is. Now you're complaining. They are saying, enjoy the ride, enjoy the offer while the stock lasts. Well, it's politics. All right. And here, police nab 20-year-old suspect over 1 billion naira international romance scam. What a romance. Police nab 20-year-old suspect over 1 billion naira international romance scam. Where has love really been this expensive? I'm asking.
Always.
Love. It has always been expensive. You people didn't update me. I didn't know. 1 billion naira romance scam. I'm not updated. 1 billion.
Be up to date now.
Okay. Wow. There was a film and I think a book called Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Okay.
What has happened? Love is now costing everything now.
Yes.
Oh God. They should cancel that movie, actually. Here, government suspends Oyo monarch over alleged illegal mining. Government suspends Oyo monarch over alleged illegal mining. Oriade has been suspended. Here, and you know what they say in Yoruba now?
What about if you're not doing no boku?
Oriade should not sleep outside. But Odiade has been suspended. Well, moving on. Poor interagency cooperation may stall Joshua's vehicle crash investigation. Poor interagency cooperation may stall Joshua's vehicle crash investigation. We learned the driver of that said car has been fast report. And of course, processions were held in honor of those that lost their lives, you know, in London. And Joshua has been with the family as well. All right. IGP orders mobilization of withdrawn VIP escort, deploys DIG 17 CPs. Again, listen to these. IGP, Inspector General Police, orders mobilization of withdrawn VIP escorts, deploys DIG 17 CPs, meaning those guys that have been withdrawn from the VIPs are to be mobilized now to other centers. And I think we should have an audit, actually, of how many have been withdrawn. How many are supposed to be withdrawn? How many have been withdrawn? How would they be mobilized? I think that's how to run a country. You know, when these things are clear, you get ahead of those that will spread rumor. That's the way it works. The moment you are leading the narrative yourself, and people can verify.
That verification is
and people can verify that this is true. Anybody, political inclination, verbal, tribal, whatever, will not matter. Because people can say, shush it. This is what this is. But then when everything is looking like it's a Curtis kind of behavior, you know, this is where we are. And top strip, 2027, I will step down for no one, Atiku vows. 2027, I will step down for no one, Atiku vows. All right. This is right, by the way.
That depends on if you're even on the stair in the first place.
Atiku?
Yeah.
For ADC, some will say he's the stair, actually. Over 140 million naira Nigeria. Sorry, why am I talking about money? Over 140 million Nigerians may become poorer by December. That's why you should hear this. Over 140 million Nigerians may become poorer by December. Panorama page 2 has that. So please check so that you won't be part of the 140 million and possibly.
That's another level of hope, Femi.
Yeah.
So who are the 140 million that will be there?
That's the postulation, the projection. And lastly, U.S. operation in Venezuela undermined international law. UN, United Nations, U.S. operation in Venezuela undermined international law. And somebody might want to ask the UN and say, so is that all? Is that all? But the thing is, what can they do? Only statement. That's just it. And the picture of the man, Nicolas Maduro, is there. All right. You know, people are now bringing out videos of Nicolas Maduro when he was making some verbal claims of come and get me. Have you seen that video? If you have the power, come and get me. And the guy was gotten, actually. And Kemi Badenoch made the position on these and said, morally, the U.S. is justified in what they have done in Venezuela. Already, by the way, because I'm seeing your eye. I don't understand. I'm not Kemi Badenoch. I'm only Femi. She is Kemi. By the way, that'll be all from the Guardian.
All right, let's go now to the Punch newspaper this morning. And the banner headline here says, power drain, electricity subsidy nears 2 trillion naira yearly. And the rider, consumers pay 1.13 trillion naira for power in 6 months amid outages. Rising electricity subsidy sparks fresh fears. Well, it's a time where we are seeing figures, but many Nigerians have always known that they pay for what they do not get, or at least what they get only by half. All right, below that, we can see this picture right here. 2027, Jonathan pledged active role in PDP, says Turaki. Well, that's for a party that exists, or for a party that may reach reconciliation, if there'll be one. All right, so the bottom strip now, Ekiti, poll. Opposition parties threaten boycott over PDP exclusion. Opposition parties threaten boycott over PDP exclusion. And right here, GNI fire. 3 siblings burnt to death for burial, January 14. Banditry. Police free 6 vigilantes arrested by army. Banditry, police free 6 vigilantes arrested by army. And beside the nameplate, we have this VIP protection crisis. NSCDC moves to recruit 30,000 officers. Above the nameplate, ADC ticket. Atiku rejects call to step down. Blasts Tinubu. IG deploys newly promoted DIG, 17 CPs. Recapitalization hurdle. Pension firms hunt for 277 billion naira lifeline. Those are the headlines making the face of the Punch newspaper this morning.
Wow. Quite a sad one for 3 siblings who died in that great insurance
Great Nigeria Insurance. Yeah.
It's sad, actually. 3 siblings, brothers, all of them of the same mother and father. There is no way
It's a terrible thing.
When people say, oh, I can understand, you can't understand jack, except you have lost 3 siblings in a day. Or as a parent, or say, you can imagine. You can imagine. You know, there are some things that happen, Tokwe. And when you struggle to summon the courage to go to those persons that are being affected.
What do you say to them?
You know, sometimes the best you can do is just to be there quiet. Just be quiet. Because you have to be really be a deep person for whatever you are going to say to make any sense. Because even the regular normal thing we say can never make sense. Just show up and keep quiet. That's the best. Because what is it to say,
it is
sorry?
Well.
Are you going to tell the person to take
what
heart?
is well?
You're going to tell the person, don't worry, or don't think about it.
God will comfort you.
Amen. But just be there and be quiet. That's the best you can do. And our thought and prayers are with those persons, because I don't know what you can tell such a person. That's quite a lot. Even if you have lost only 1%, even people who suffer miscarriages, some of them, they still have the trauma for years, actually, especially when they are yet to have another one. Talk less of having grown-up boys. 3 of them die in such circumstances in a day. Of course, that doesn't discountenance people that are lost, maybe one person or other person in that place. It's a sad one, actually. All right. Next up is the Daily Trust newspaper. That one here. Casino killings, kidnappings return. Casino killings, kidnappings return. It's been horrific, horrible, and I wonder the statement that these bandits are trying to make, especially even with the intervention of the U.S. Actually, are they trying to say, "Catch me if you can"?
Yeah, that's one of it.
Sadly, casino killings, kidnappings.
And then I'm also wondering, what is Nigeria doing? I mean, I didn't expect that on the first day of the year we could have had other deaths, but deaths that came from banditry, you know, banditry attacks and all of those. And I'm wondering, were we to enter 2026 again and begin to have these insurgencies rise up again?
Okay, yeah.
Look at how many people died on the first day of the year from banditry. Of course, several other people died from other causes, but we're talking about banditry now.
Yeah.
Nigeria should be abreast of this. We're too reactive. We just need to be more proactive. Are there no intelligence guards or guard responsive?
That's not responsiveness. That's reactive.
I mean,
always playing catch up.
Yes.
Catch up.
We just need to be abreast of things. Meet them at the very same place where they want to be met. But no, we seem to be playing this, you know, playing ball.
And sadly, it's about people's lives that cannot be retrieved.
Family members,
there is a cause of
livelihoods.
You know, I think some siblings that are in kidnappers' den, maybe in Edo State or so. I think one of them is a doctor or so. One of the brothers have been killed, remaining the other one, and the kidnappers are still demanding 100 million. The papyri that was just in the news. Are you aware that bandits have gone back there to wreak havoc? The same papyri in Niger State. It's as terrible. That means they are damning anything the Nigerian state is doing, meaning do your work. We are here, and that's why we should. Instead of this, the president has said, the president has ordered, the president has said,
and that's to say,
you know, I saw the statement from the president, especially with this latest, you know, mass killing, that he said these insurgents have tested the resolve of the Nigerian state. Now they will suffer the consequences.
Are they really suffering the
Excuse me,
consequences?
Mr. President.
But that's to say that there seems to be a loophole. There is a mole somewhere.
Obviously.
And now
Apparently.
we can now
Moles.
we were you know making that insinuation, but now we seem to be making that confirmation that there are moles. They're now abreast of the new intelligence you seem to have put in place, or the military operations you seem to have put in place.
But still,
and now that's also to tell us that they are sophisticated. They are getting ahead of you every single time.
Tag at your own peril. There are no more rat.
Several times we've talked about naming the financiers. Till now, they've not been named.
Yeah,
they've not been named.
That shows we are not a serious country.
We're not.
We're not. Obviously, the conversation started from when we heard.
Name your financiers. Nab them. Put them in an enclosement, and then begin to run after these people. But you left the financiers, and you're going up. The more you kill them, the more new recruits will be sent to the field.
Have you forgotten that Lai Mohammed, the former Minister of Information, promised Nigerians that in due course they will release them? He left.
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
Same thing have been happening. There have been calls.
Ashwaju is more than half into his administration right now. We have not really heard the name naming and shaming. In those days when we were younger, right? If things happen and they caught people stealing, what they would do is to parade around the community. What they are doing is not just to let the people know alone, it's to let others people see
what will become of them.
What will become of if you do this in our local communities at those days. They will parade them naked. Call it jungle justice, call it whatever. I don't care. That's not the point there. The point is so that the young people will know. I would never. In fact, if you have some recalcitrant children or children that are giving you some issues, you will see the fathers tell them, don't shift your gaze. Keep looking. That is what will become of you if you keep doing this. But in Nigeria, and I dare say political expedience will not allow leaders to do what they would do. And it goes back to their selfish gains. I hope we won't get to a place in this country that there will be no more people to govern. So you only be the CEC by yourself. We should do better as a people. Now, you see what is happening in Katsina State, and that's just about Katsina. It hasn't ended.
It never left. And so this return is even uncalled
sometimes
for.
It will appear like we are making progress. All of a sudden, you just say that, no, we are just joking. Because we don't keep up with whatever gains that we are making. We don't. Now they have been talking about recruitment of military personnel, all of those things. Are these things supposed not to be expressed the way you are going to do it and make it so attractive? Because you can't be giving an officer of the Nigerian state some terrible salaries and you expect them to read. Some police
they're not motivated. They're not.
That's it. Even those on the front line, some of them still complain. Right. 141 million Nigerians will be in poverty in 2026. PwC, that's PricewaterhouseCoopers. 141 million Nigerians will be in poverty in 2026. I'm sure President Tinubu will not allow that to happen. With a rider recommends food supply reforms others. Recommends food supply reforms others, and these are, starts and nobody really wants to see. PDP alive and strong. Jonathan. Somebody give me a straight face. I want to keep a straight face there. PDP alive and strong. That statement is credited to Jonathan. You should focus. In everything we do in life, you must focus. Keep a straight face.
Well,
I don't want you to be giggly and be smiling. PDP alive and strong. Jonathan.
It may very well be. I mean,
I like
we're
that
just saying what we're saying.
Putting the camera on our faces right now. God bless you. See this guy. I said it's not putting camera on our faces. All right. PDP alive.
You just talked about hope.
And strong.
And we're speaking from a place of hope.
Around here, I mean, a proverbial and sage,
and maybe the dead eldest, statesman of the PDP have been working.
Okay, all right. Hold on. I'm in a proverb and sage mode this morning. Let me give you another one. In our area, they will say, yeah, BG. People that are living back to
don't say that. Don't say it. Don't say it.
And one is no more. And you're asking, yeah, but you only see one person, and he's saying the other one has been to London. And they will say you're only deceiving yourself. Another adage says, I'm telling you, I'm in a sage mode. It says, you can only wake somebody that is sleeping. You can't wake somebody that is not sleeping. Even if he's closing his eyes and you tap the person say, "Ah," he knows that you didn't wake him. He only decides
To wake
to
up.
open the eye, not to wait, to open the eye. All right, good luck, Jonathan. Good luck to,
Good luck, Jonathan.
Jonathan's PDP. Now, explosive device recovered in Niger. All right, and Super Eagles dismiss Rift Eye Algeria revenge clash. It's good to know that we learned the boys have made up. And of course, I think it's similitude of the boys actually to actually get over things easily. But I think we should not glance over the fact that people should be in charge of their emotions. Talking about Victor Osimhen, all the best to the boys. Now they will have their hands full. Algeria is one of those good teams in Africa. Now, no, it's no more Tanzania and Mozambique. Algeria. And I remember the last time, I think they defeated us 2 AFCONs before now. I think at the semi-final level or something with a Riyad Mahrez free kick. I can remember. Now we have a chance, to do the needful. And I hope they will be so coordinated to just go all the way.
The revenge will be powerful.
Powerful and go all the way to win the AFCON. You know why? Because we will be missing. I'm talking about the Super Eagles. They will be missing. No winner. They will be missing at the World Cup. So it will be a sweet compensation for them to win this AFCON. At least to say you have really tried. All the best. And that will be all from the Daily Trust. All
right, let's move now to Nigerian Tribune. Wike, APC National Secretary in war of words over Fubara. Wike, APC National Secretary in war of words over Fubara. Hence the riders don't meddle in Rivers affairs. That's according to the FCT minister. Your attempt to destabilize our party in Rivers won't be tolerated, says Senator Bashiru. All right, let's see this. Today, you are enjoying in Osun. You don't know those who did the work.
Oh.
You are opening your mouth to talk about Rivers State. Anything you see, take it. Go and ask other people what has happened to them before. If your hand burns, no be me bonamo. This state is a no-go area. That's coming from Nyesom Wike, FCT minister, right? Ajibola Bashir, APC National Secretary, also replied, says Wike is not God and may be overplaying his political card. He cannot be in the Federal Executive Council of an APC government and be causing confusion within an organ or structure of the party at any level, using the leverage of that same office. The honorable thing to do is to resign his appointment as minister. That's Ajibola Bashir saying that. All right, let's just glance over the rest. Yobe boat accident. Das toll rises to 29. 10 still missing. All right. And on health, natural compound in chocolate can slow down aging, according to a study there. To the bottom strip, court orders interim forfeiture of 30.7 million linked to alleged NMPCL fraud. The top strip of the paper above the nameplates, NGX market capitalization breaks down. NGX market capitalization breaks down or breaks 100 trillion naira on strong early year rally. NGX market capitalization breaks 100 trillion naira on strong early year rally. Tinubu appoints Abe Adeniyi as NUPRIC NMDPRA board chairman, seeks Senate confirmation. SEC vows crackdown on market abuse in 2026 as new law broadens powers. Those headlines on Nigerian Tribune.
Interesting headlines there, if you ask me, especially the quote attributed to Minister Wike and the National Secretary of the APC, Ajibola Bashir. All right, and lastly for today, Daily Sun, terrorist plant explosive in Niger farms. Others. APC chieftain Vatsa calls for the establishment of military base in Aguara. And below that, you have the picture of the managing director, editor-in-chief, the Sun, with, presenting letters to Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State in Enugu, and of course, another insert as the picture of Governor Abba Kabiru Yusuf, as a winner of the Sun General, Sun Governor of the Year. By the way, talking about Governor Abba Yusuf, they call him Abba Gida Gida. I think all is not well between him and the big man of Kano politics, that's Kwakonso, because it's rumor has it that the governor is open to defection, while Kwakonso is not yet open to defection. Talking about the red cap guys, the Kwakonsia, and of course the NMPP. Now, military busts suspected suicide bombing network in Northeast, intercept terrorist logistics supplier. Please go ahead. Young adults hit hardest in 1,119 Lassa fever cases in CDC, and CSO slam fiscal rascality in Tinubu NAS budget repeal. CSO slam fiscal rascality in Tinubu National Assembly budget repeal. Demand transparency and constitutional compliance, and support Tinubu to sustain progress. Wiki urges river voters. By the way, the headline I took before now, CSO slam fiscal rascality in Tinubu's NAS budget repeal, demand transparency, constitutional compliance. Papa, do you realize that the budget failed, and especially these alleged alteration in the tax laws were not, it's naturally dying down, like we are moving fast. Everybody is just moving fast.
Yeah.
And that's similar to what happens in Nigeria. The noise, and then something else happens. We glide towards the other things, and everything goes. And whichever people supposed to have been, their heads on the guillotine, everybody just gets away with it. And we're waiting for the next.
And that's because our focus is always on one story per time. We do not have a follow-up history. We do not have, just like we do not have maintenance.
Is it just about that?
We do not have maintenance culture, and that's it.
Credible, in addition to what you have said, absence of credible institutions. That why you are not talking about it, institutions are taking it up to do
institutions
their work.
Like what?
That's what I'm.
Are you talking about the same NAS?
Not just the NAS, of course. Those ones are part of the ones being suspected right now. I'm talking about agencies of government like ICPC, like EFCC, if it's a corrupt matter, like the judiciary. That's what I mean. Now,
the judiciary
those
will not
places
speak.
are working. No, what I mean is this.
Well, maybe the body of
case. Yeah, why
the lawyers
you and I
then
might not be talking about it. Institutions that are aware of the scandal, naturally by default, gets to work. And of course, why I might have forgotten, they are bringing in their results. That's how to run it.
Well, the most direct institution that ought to be speaking to this is the NAS.
Okay.
To cases like this,
no, they are suspect in this
matter.
They can't speak on the matter.
They won't because of this. But we're just talking about in cases where we have an abnormality in government. And even at that,
you are talking about the principle of check and balances.
Yes.
That one has been thrown out of the window. It's over the fence. You and I know, except we are joking. All right. Support Tinubu to sustain progress. Wiki urges revives voters. And here, the Sun Awards will make us do more. Governors Mba and Yusuf. And 2027, no aspirant will step down in ADC presidential primary. Atiku. Right? And I think competition is good, actually, if only it's done through the right way.
Yeah.
I think these was part of the questions we asked the APC or Shinman that was That's Honorable Akere when he was on this program.
Yeah.
When talking about their primaries are held in Washington, I say their candidate, has never really vied for anything, talking about elected position publicly before. He has always been working on appointments, which is fair enough. He's okay, actually. But then the first chance he asked to even rub shoulders with the big guys, he was given a constant stop. He should have tried out his mettle, but he said there is a provision. But part of the provision is that party is the consensus thing legally, which is okay. Right?
Which is not what we were speaking to. We're just talking about how well you can play when it's time to really play. Yes.
Right. All right. Right. I think we are good on this level, and we'll take a break right now. When we return, we'll let you into what we have for you. Stay with us.
our news are reported as it is.
In Africa, and all those who masterminded the way it